Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Today we will be creating an old metal material, a scratch metal material in V-Ray, and we will also light it with an HDRI. This is the final result we will achieve today, and I also want to thank Evermotion for contacting me and giving me this opportunity. So let's get started. Alright, so we have our teapot in the middle of the scene. I have an edible poly on top of it, so I could extrude some edges. Turbo smooth and a UVW map, so we have nothing fancy here. Let's go to the material editor and let's start to create some materials. It's going to be a V-Ray material, of course. Give it a name, let's say base. Drag and drop. This one's going to be the coat material. One more, this will be our V-Ray blend material. Discard the old material. Press OK. So for the diffuse color, let's give it a dark gray color. Thinking of a value of 9, it's pretty good. Alright, the reflect value is quite low, let's say 7. Okay. Then the reflection glossiness is going to be, let's say, 0.77, and click on Fresnel reflections and give it a value of 20.2. It's pretty good. Alright, so let's click on the diffuse slot and choose composite map. Click on none and select the V-Ray color material. Go back and copy the diffuse color like that and paste it in this color swatch. Alright, create a new layer, click on none, and let's load a bitmap. Remove the blur, don't forget this. Let's see the preview of the material. Here you go. And let's invert the material. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back and choose multiply and give it a value of 40. You can see the variation in the diffuse color. You know, metal has a lot of variation in its color. Alright. The map for the reflection glossiness, let's load that up. Same procedure, is also a black and white image. There you go, you can see it as a preview. Remove the blur. Alright. Let's enable the color map. Put a point, right click on it and choose Bezier Smooth. Bring that up, adjust it accordingly, and you can see that by bringing it up you're changing the glossiness value. Something like that. It needs to match the reflection value. As you can see, they're almost the same when I uncheck and check the glossiness. So try to match it as close as possible. Load a bitmap for the bump map. You can choose whatever you want here. I didn't remove the blur completely. I'm going for a 0.3 value. It's pretty good. And invert the map so that the scratches are white. Okay, and change the value to a negative 3. You can also go positive, whatever you want. So let's create the coat material. The BRDF is going to be a wart material, very important. And the diffuse, let's say 11. The reflect value is pretty high, let's say 180. Hit OK. Check Fresnel reflection. This one is very high, let's say 50. And the glossiness, let's say 0.8. Increase the subdiff so that the material is much smoother and there's less noise. The same for the base material. And maps, I think this is pretty much it for this material. Now let's put the base material as an instance on top, as a base, and the code material on top. And now choose the vray dirt as the blending material. So this is where all the magic happens. Give it a name, let's say dirt map. And let's switch these colors, swap, or it won't work. Invert the normal. This means that the damage will be close to the edges of the material. Increase the subdiff so that we have less noise. And in the radius slot, let's choose a bitmap. This is to give more variation to the scratch area. It's also a black and white image. Remove the blur. Output tab. Let's see the map. Yeah, let's play with the level. 6.02. It's pretty good. You see how contrasty the map is. Very important. The radius of the dirt, the bigger you go, the more area of scratch or dirt you will have. So the smaller you go, the closer to the edge it will be. Let's give this final material a name. Old metal plus scratches, and assign it to the object. Okay, so let's create a light, a vray light. Click on it and type is dome light. Let's bring it to the middle of the scene. It's important. Multiplier is set to 3. It's pretty good in my case. Check invisible, and the subdifs are set to 16. And in the texture, choose vray HDRI. Drag and drop to an empty slot as an instance, and let's give it a name. We're going to work with 2 HDRIs. One is a blurred version, and the other one is a high resolution HDRI. The reason for that is that the rendering will go a lot faster and there will be less noise. The high res is for the reflections, and the blurred version, which is a very small map, is going to be for the lighting. I'm dragging it in the dome light, the blurred version. Check spherical map, spherical dome, and I'm checking the vray settings here. Let's close these, and adaptive DMC area is pretty good. These are okay for testing. Turn on GI, ambient occlusion as well, the subdifs, pump that up. Let's choose a low preset. Brute force is alright. Settings of the noise, pretty good. Bump this one up. The rendering goes a lot faster, and this is pretty good. Now in the environment slot, alright, here it is. Let's clear this one and this one too. Let's put it in this slot as a copy in the environment slot. Close this, and another one in the vray environment slot as an instance. Very important. This is for the reflections, and the other one was for the backplate. And let's do a test render. So this is where we are now at the moment. Let's select an area and do a test render. I increase the radius in the vray dirt so it's a bit bigger, but I am going to make it smaller. This is a value of 3, but I'm going for a value of maybe 2. You can see it's a lot closer to the edge. Alright, so to increase the effect, copy the dirt map, the vray dirt map, and paste it in the unoccluded color. Click on it, paste it again, double click, paste it again, and if you render now, you will see that the effect is a lot stronger, as you can see. Pretty good. But I think I will make the radius even smaller, let's say a value of 1. The only downfall is that you need to do it in every vray map that you copied and pasted. You shouldn't forget that. So a value of 1 means it's even more closer to the edge. I kinda like this, but it's up to you, whatever you want. Alright, so let's create a dust material. Choose a vray material. Let's give it a roughness of first a name, dust material. The roughness is about 0. Let's say 9. As you can see, the material changed quite a lot. It's very flat, and I think that's pretty much it for the dust material. But we need to, let's put in a fall off in the diffuse color, and I'm going to change this color as well, make it a little bit lighter. You can see in the preview slot what's going on. Mix curve, we need to leave it as it is. Output tab, enable it. Let's put a point here. Bezier smooth, as always. And I'm going to bring this a little bit down. Again, you can see the result in the material slot to see what's going on. Now, let's put a map in the bump map. I'm going to choose a nose map for this. I'm looking for it. Here it is. And the value is very small. It's a very small value. I'm going to leave it on regular. Okay. The value of 30 is pretty good. Drag and drop the dust material to the second slot as an instance, and we are going to blend it with a fall off map. Fall off, and then we will click one more time on the fall off map and choose the mix map. Keep the old material. I'm going to cut it and paste it in the mix amount, like that. Then in the white slot we are going to choose a vray dirt, and we are going to swap these colors as well, and we can give this a color, but we will do that later. The fall off, let's increase it. The higher you go, the closer to the edges the dust will be to the edges. Increase the subdivs. It will be a lot tighter. Let's make a test render. and let's see what we get. As you can see, there is some dust in the edges and the crevices of the material. But there is a small problem. Yeah, we have a problem. I did a mistake. So let's go to the fall off map. So fall off towards away, world Z, and you have to swap these colors as well, and put 2 points in the mix curve like this. So if I uncheck this one, you can see the dust on top of the material, and you can see the changes it makes when I move these points around. You can have a smooth transition and also a very sharp transition. So I think like this is pretty good. Turn that on. The fall off, I think I'm going to make it a bit smaller. And let's do a test render. Okay, so this is what we have at the moment. I'm going back a little bit into the fall off of the V-Ray dirt, of the dust, sorry. Click V-Ray dirt, click the white color swatch, and sample a color of the backplate so that we can match the dust a little bit. Do a test render. As you can see, it's a lot darker now. Dirt map. I'm going to change the radius to 3, like that. Of course, you have to do it in every V-Ray dirt map, like that. And let's do a new test render. As you can see, the scratch area is a lot bigger now. It really depends on what you want, of course. Let's create a plane. This will be the shadow catcher. Now, right click, V-Ray properties, click on the matte object, this one as well, alpha contribution -1, check the shadows affect alpha, and turn off the receive GI. Close. Now we will have some shadows on the floor. I decided to create a duplicate of the original material for the chamfer box. You can find it under the extended primitives. There it is. And these are the settings that I have. If you go to the dirt map, you can see the radius a lot bigger. The dust, the color of the dust is darker. Let's go back. Now the material of the teapot, the dirt map, is set to 3, the radius. Let's set a resolution, 720p, and hit render. Let's see the final result. So as you can see, there is a lot of dirt, big area of scratch parts. There's a dark sand underneath the teapot, and the chamfer box also has a lot of variation, and the edges are scratched. So this is basically it. So for this part, you can skip it if you want. I'm just showing you the settings that I have so we are on the same page. And I just want to take the opportunity to thank Evermotion once more for giving me this opportunity. And yeah, see you next time.